Hey folks, Landstrider here, and welcome to episode 14 in my Utopia Resurrection series in the Conglomerate Space Station. You may see behind me that we have upgraded our blast furnace. We've put better coils on it now, and I think we're about ready to put the final tier of coils on it. So we got the Canthanol coils. That allows us to process the next material up, which is the nichrome ingots. Now, I wanted to point something out before I get started. You might notice I've got a larger output bus that now has 16 slots. To get that, you go ahead and you make a machine hall of a higher tier, and that gives you more slots. The reason I needed this is because I went and put a full stack of nickel and 16 chrome in here and let it process with the old bus, and it ended up getting 3 stacks of 16 nichrome and a stack of dark ashes, and it deleted the other 30 ingots, or actually 32 ingots or so. So I lost 32 ingots. I was rather sad about that. So I upgraded that bus so that wouldn't happen again. So now we have plenty of space for the outcome. We only needed 4. I think we only need 4 inputs because there's no reason to need that many more inputs. It can only process a certain number of things, and at most it only ever needs 2 materials to process those, whatever the outcome is. Same over here. I downgraded the input bus to a 4, and we left the output bus as big just in case. Now I doubt we would ever need a large output bus on this in hindsight, but we already had it, so I left it like that. But what I did is I actually broke down the input bus, because we had a higher tier input bus over here, and used it over there, and then broke that down and then replaced it over here using the disassembler to take them apart. Luckily I got the parts back, and then I just reassembled them back into their alternate. So swapped them out more or less. So if Dornell, if you want to do the honors, since you're wearing the hazard suit, go ahead and move that hot nichrome over to the freezer, and I'm going to. We already have a bunch of nichrome wire in here, I believe. It looks like Dornell's working on building a nuclear reactor. That should be fun. Oh dang it. Something I wanted to note about: if you're building a nuclear reactor, in order to get the uranium-235, or you can get uranium-238 through the normal processing of the uranium that you find throughout the world. In order to get the uranium-235, in order to make the enriched nuclear fuel, in order to fill the fuel rods up, what you got to do is you centrifuge uranium dust, and you have a small chance of getting some uranium-235. So that's how we're going to have to make our first initial bits of uranium, and then I think later on, when we switch up to the MOX fuel, and it's been a while since I've done all the nuclear reactor things, so we'll get into that in another episode. But right now Dornell's putting together the parts, and we'll build the nuclear reactor probably underneath the Greg Tech, and we're going to use our wand focus of warding, like we did out there for the nether bunker, to create our room, so that if there does something tragic happen, which it shouldn't, because we're pretty good at building nuclear reactors that are very stable. But even if something does tragic happen, it'll be contained. Okay, so nichrome wire. We want to upgrade our coils and get our final tier of. Sorry, I cleared your recipe. I hope you don't mind. We're going to make some coils to upgrade those. I have the copper nickel coils that we originally had, but what we want to make is some nichrome coils. So we need. Where's the nichrome wire? Oh, I bet I know. I bet I never turned it into 2x coil wire. Let's see here. So this, should we have something? Yeah, there we go. Nichrome coils. That around there like that. That's only going to give us 4. We need 16 total. So we're definitely going to need to get some more wire. There's 4. And what do we got in the wire mill over here? Much more nichrome. Cool. Go ahead and turn that into this 2x. And again, do that. It's going to give us a few more. Hopefully with the amount that we just processed. There we go. We got 7. Hopefully with the amount that we're processing right now in the freezer, we will have enough for all of the blocks. So while this is processing, guys, I'll show you all the little things that we did. Not a whole lot of changes since last episode. We did set up an actual enchanting thing over here for the traditional book style enchanting. This will hold experience. This little tank here, this is where we can deliver experience and leave it in there. There's a drum underneath to hold a bunch of extra experience. So we can also swap that drum out with the drum from the Wither grinder, which is about half full, by the way, Raccoon, since we upgraded it. It's about half full when I left it over there last. So you can move that over. We've got an auto anvil. There you go. Raccoon's demonstrating it for us.
Yep.
Goes in
How
there.
it works.
Yep. Pulls it out of there, puts it into the drum. The drum then also has a transfer node on it and puts it into there, so you can access it with your hand and get some levels when you need to. Use it for the printing press or the typesetting table. Although a nice little trick. Where's the chase at? Where's that chase at?
It's inside the golden drawer.
Oh, it's in the. Okay, cool.
Golden filling cabinet.
It's in the golden filing cabinet.
Yeah.
So what we can do is take one book, and we put this. We've already made the enchanted plate using the typesetting table. You put a book there. You make sure that you have a chase back there. You click the book if you have enough levels, and it'll give you this chase, this enchanted press. Put the enchanted press on the printing press. You have some ink. You put it up on. You put some ink on that pad right there. Some squid ink. Put it on there. See, I can pull it back off. There we go. But it goes right there. And then as soon as you put a book here, it'll start copying. Now the magic press, the press is good for 3 books. But I'm going to show you a little trick because we got this awesome little thing right here called the Thaumic Restorator. It's very, very nice little trick. I can get my book of Vorpal, pull out the chase. You can see it's got about 33% damage on it. But all I had to do is throw it in there for a second. It doesn't even take very long. It's like almost instantaneous. Nope, didn't do anything because it's not connected. How come you didn't? What'd you do over here, man? You disconnected the. There we go. I bet it'll work now. And then pull it out, and there we go. It's fully repaired. All right. And then we can put it back and copy another book and keep doing that over and over again. So we pretty much, once we have a chase or once we have an enchanted plate of the enchantment that we want, we can just keep copying books off of it as many times as we want and keep repairing it very cheaply in the Thaumic Restorator. I fixed it, by the way, Raccoon, the Restorator. And then I'll put that extra Vorpal book in there. We got several Vorpal books. The Vorpal enchantment is really nice. We've got it on. We've went ahead and put that on our Conglomerate Falchion. I hope I said that right. Falchion or Falcon. Is it Falcon or Falchion? Whatever. This really cool sword that Raccoon was able to make me. We enchanted it up with sharpness, looting, and vampirism. And added Vorpal to it with books, because apparently I don't think you can get the Vorpal with the Osmotic Enchanter, but it is an enchantment that you can get, and we got it from fishing, right? Got it from fishing with the Golem. Anyway, what it does is it allows you to get a much better chance of beheading something when you kill it. So we went ahead and added the Vorpal enchantment to the sword. What kind of sword is that called? I can't remember now. The etheric sword. The etheric sword that's in the...
Oh, yeah, I enchanted that too.
Yeah, in the Wither Grinder. It's got Vorpal now too, so we've gotten considerably a lot of Wither Skull heads. Relatively easy now. Plus it now has, was it 4? Yeah, so we've got 192 Wither Skull heads. So we're not going to have any problem with Wither Stars. Let's see. Probably time to add more of this nickel or nichrome in here and get some wire out. And that's going to produce me, 4 more of the the coil blocks, and then I'm going to need a few more things. So I will be back in a moment when I'm done making coil blocks, and we'll go ahead and upgrade our blast furnace so that it'll be able to do every material. Basically, it'll be done. It'll be top tier.
That I was right.
Yeah, and I'm back. Yeah, Dornell was right. He was right about the fact that we're going to need a higher quality bender. We needed to get the bender and all these machines over here upgraded anyway. But apparently, dense lead plates required to make certain nuclear parts can only be done in a metal bender with the integrated circuit in configuration 9. That's the only recipe for them. So he's gonna have to upgrade that before he can finish up the nuclear reactor parts. I guess this would be a good time, since I just highlighted it, it'd be a good time to explain about the coin of fortune. Somebody made this for me. Was that you, Raccoon, or?
No, it was Profound.
Profound made these for us. Okay, so they're really not that hard if you have access to a bunch of Endermen, which is because you need Nebulous Heart, some Eyes of Ender, and some gold. You get this Coin of Fortune, which is a really nice thing. Basically, it gives you magnet mode, more or less. It just sweeps everything up around you when you turn it on. Hold shift click, turns it on. It still gets a little glowy so that you know it's on. Or I think you can just hold the button on it and it'll pull everything towards you. Really nice thing. I'm really happy to have that. It's maybe not quite as fun as the telekinesis one, but it's definitely a lot easier to use. Doesn't require recharging the wand all the time, etc., etc. And the other thing you may notice is that we also have, or you may notice in my inventory, is I have an additional ender pouch. This particular ender pouch is tuned to the one downstairs. I'm going to show you this real quick. Rearrange this very slightly. Put the ender chest on top of the Tesseract. Put the transfer node on this side and the switch down here so that this redstone signal would not interfere with the transfer node. Also put a stack upgrade and a speed upgrade in this to empty the chest out faster. So this chest right here will accept things and put them into the ME system. So I'm carrying a ender pouch that's tuned to that chest so that I can send things back. If I'm out exploring and I get a full inventory, I can throw all of the loot and treasure that I found, throw that back into our system back here. And this also doubles as the chest for the ender quarry, which may, nope, there it goes. Let's say may be done with its little area that I designated, but no, it's not. Don't want to run that very long because it's a big power hog. And we're getting ready to use up a bunch of power up here, I think. Making a more advanced bender and stuff. So let me get out my wrench. Nope, wrong ender pouch. There we go. Wrench. Because you want to make sure you use a wrench when you break these so that you get them back. And I'm going to get rid of all of the canthanol blocks. These are not in here very long. They're like less than 24 hours, I think, that we use these canthanol blocks. Maybe not much more than that.
Yeah, we can break them down and get the wire back out of them, though.
Yeah, we can get the materials back, so. But I think we actually need some, get the wire out, because I think we need canthanol wire to make some of the 512 machines. Right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. There you go. And I'm going to replace them with the nichrome coil blocks. And done. And we should be good.
Let's smack it with a soft hammer.
Yep.
There you go.
You got it? Okay, you turned it on. All right, good. Now it's ready to process again. And what do we need processed right now? I think we need some titanium. Yeah, actually, I'm sure we need some titanium because it's going to be necessary for some of the 512 machines. I think the 512 machine halls are all titanium, aren't they? High voltage?
No, still.
Stainless? You could have
2048 is... The 2048 is titanium.
Okay.
Go to 2048.
Yeah, well, some machines we might do that with soon. Let's look at grinder. Or not grinder, maciator.
Oh, for the armor.
Yeah, because we could maciate the horse armor if we had a maciator. I mean, one of the things we need to make soon. The 512 version is the first one that gives you the byproducts. The maciator line of machines in GregTech is kind of odd. The 32 and 128 version don't have as many slots for outputs as the 512 and the higher versions, because when you get to the 512 version, it gives you the chance of having byproducts. And then the other weird thing about the whole maciator line in the GregTech machines, we look at GregTech machines somewhere, yeah, in here it'll show me all of the maciators, maybe. If I can spot them. Okay, right here. They're kind of in a series. So we start with the 32 volt maciator, the 128 advanced maciator. Then it says universal maciator. This is the first time that you can get byproducts from it. And then it completely changes name to universal pulverizer. It's still doing the maciator, and it's pretty much acts the same as the 512 version with the number of slots. I don't know if it increases your chance of getting secondaries or not. I have not tested that yet. And then there's the 8,192 volt or insane voltage Blendomatic. So the top two tiers have a completely different name. So if you search maciator, these ones won't show up. But the 512 version, we do want to have one of those relatively soon, because there's a few things that we cannot process with these pulverizers that we could process with those maciators. And it would get us off of the thermal expansion power over here relatively soon. Oh, something else. I don't know if you noticed, Dornell. Did you notice anything different in the wall over here? He's not paying attention.
Like what?
Right over here above the furnace.
Oh yeah, you did ME interfaces, so we got some programs.
So yeah, we can program a few recipes into these, and then on the bottom, I'm gonna go back behind there and show it on camera how I got all this arranged. Because a big tangle of stuff. What I've done is I've used the transfer nodes on the bottom to receive back out of the machines and push it back up into the interface. So we got an interface on top of the saw, so we can actually set up a recipe to automatically make our lumber planks. And we've got an interface on top of the furnace, so we can actually automatically cook stuff. I've also reset this one pulverizer. I took one of the augmentations out of it. I had to take the top speed augmentation out of it and put the integrated modular framework back in order to be able to interact with it using the export bus and stuff. Now, I haven't actually set anything up to work on this yet. Actually, I probably will change this export bus to a ME interface, because there's a few recipes that I want it to know, like pulverizing Fluix crystals is one of the primary things. I want a pulverizer set up so that I can use it to do some auto crafting, on-demand auto crafting of like pulverizing Fluix crystals and possibly a few other things that might need to be pulverized in order to craft other stuff. So automation is definitely moving forward. We are going to get there. I don't know if I'm going to do much more automation up in here. Like I said, this is probably temporary. The majority of the automated machines are probably going to go down on the next level. There was discussion, and whoops, wrong way. There was discussion of putting like a big tank through this big hole that we left on the second level down. I don't know if that's a good idea so much anymore, because from what I remember and what I know about railcraft tanks is they do cause a bit of lag, and we are trying to be as lag friendly here in the space station to the server as we possibly can. So, and speaking of lag friendly, I am thinking about replacing our whole piping system for the kinesis pipes, removing the kinesis pipes and putting in extra utilities pipes. So I might do that next episode, I think. That's going to be a big project. It's going to be a lot of changes to be done. Down here we can kind of see how the bottom of this works while I'm down here. So I got the drum there, a couple transfer nodes and some stuff there. Okay, and something else I wanted to note is I enhanced our generator with a second bioreactor. And this one's burning up stuff that isn't all exactly the same stuff as the other one. Like this one's the berries and all the stuff from the Pams. The Pam's crops are not really keeping up like I was hoping they would with the production of fuel that we need. What is keeping up is potatoes and carrots, netherwort, and it would totally be keeping up with rubber trees if I had those still going. But I had so many rubber tree saplings I didn't feel like I needed to turn them back on for a while. But you see I got an abundance of carrots and an abundance of potatoes in here. And if we come up and look at how much crop space I'm actually using for that, I mean that's it. I have eight blocks of potatoes, and I'm producing a surplus, a major overflow surplus of potatoes. Carrots, I have 9 block spaces. I'm using the IC2 crops for the carrots so that I don't have to replant them and stuff. And also netherwort, abundance of netherwort. I probably only need 1 thing of netherwort. Same with the wheat for the seeds. I'm getting a ton of seeds off of just that 9 spaces. So Pam's crops are not working out like I was hoping. I was expecting a little bit more from the Pam's crops. I can probably switch down to a smaller garden and use like your vanilla crops and maybe a couple of trees and use the saplings off the trees. I could probably take the range out of this and make this much smaller, and then I could probably use like a fruit garden. Anyway, there's one other thing I want to show you up here, but I need to put this titanium in there to process real quick. And there's one more thing I want to show you guys before I... Whoops, wrong side. Oh, I shouldn't get lost as easy as I do, because look at these nice signs we got. We've got a genetics sign up here, and what these are the advanced information panels. They allow you to adjust the way they look more than just being square into the wall. You can give them slopes. You can change their color as well by natively. They come with all these additional settings that you can adjust. Engineering is my side down here in engineering. Let's go take a quick peek in there real quick. I haven't added any machines to it, but we did put a ceiling in the bottom room, and that continues on to the upside. Kind of hides a bunch of the wires and such. I moved my chest up here. Hides a bunch of wires. And then we put these walls here. These are the futuristic armor from from Chisel. And we've used a bunch of carpenter's wedges to give it that nice smooth interior feel, I think. Those look really good. That was look real good there. I put the same kind of entryways on my side doors as I have in the hallways out there. So let's get this titanium into the furnace, because I know we're gonna need some of that. I forgot. I looked up the whole maciator thing so I could see what the 512 maciator required in the high voltage machine casing. It is stainless. Okay. What's the titanium? Okay, titanium's for the next one up. Probably. Well, I've got a bunch of stainless processed, so we should be good for a little bit on that, right? There might be some more stainless in here, is there? That needs to be put in? Stainless? No, apparently I've processed all the stainless dust. Well, there's plenty of materials to make more stainless dust if we need to. Okay. One final thing before we wrap this episode up. It's really cool. You may notice over here. Whoa! You may notice over here. We got this nice Pam's apple tree, and if we look at this apple tree, boy, it has a lot of apples on it. A lot of times when you grow a Pam's apple tree, it doesn't. It doesn't usually have like the maximum number of apples. This has an apple in almost every place. I think that we could probably get an apple on every spot, and I'm going to show you how. I just got to come down here and get some. I think there's an apple tree in here somewhere. Yes, apple tree sapling in here. And I need some bone meal just to make it go faster. We got plenty of bones. I cannot type today, or any other day for that matter. And we've got tons and tons of bones coming from the again, the wrong room. Got tons and tons of bones coming from the wither grinder place in the nether. Like stacks and stacks and stacks. So I'm thinking about actually changing up some of the crop harvesting things upstairs to use like autonomous activators and bone meal, since we have so much of it. It would certainly not be necessary to or it certainly would be. We certainly have plenty of it. So it looks like Raccoon wants to check out how I do this.
Exactly.
Okay, so we get an apple tree to grow. This is a really crappy apple tree. Look at that. It's only got like what, 3 apples on it?
Yep.
So I'm gonna get out my wand focus of displacement, which is already on the wand.
Oh, wow.
And I just pick the apple from there
That's amazing.
and bring it over here and put it back on this tree.
Oh, I can help you with that.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that is totally awesome.
So now we'll have, so you can do this with like all the Pam's fruits. So you can set up a small orchard with trees that have the maximum number of fruit possible. You could even move this, you could even like custom build your trees.
Yeah, with all kinds of fruits.
Well, you could like I could cut the trunk out, right? I could cut the trunk out and have a floating block with just leaves around it.
Not beautiful.
Yeah, it wouldn't look very good, but I mean, it would be super fit. Like I could do a 2-level tree too.
Oh, yeah.
I could take out the top. I could take out a layer of the leaves and put another layer of leaves up the top, and then put a whole another layer of fruit in there. And if you use a Mine Factory Reloaded fruit picker, you can get tons of fruit off of it that way, off of one tree in the same space. You just keep growing new apple trees and pulling the apples off. Then cut the tree out. You know, now that we're done with this tree, we can just get rid of it. Interesting thing about the chainsaw, it gives you leaves when you cut the leaves. It gives you leaf blocks, so it silk touches the leaf blocks. Which is how I got this tree to be nice and universally looking all the way around. So yeah, that's the trick of making perfect Pam's fruit trees with maximum number of fruit. Really cool. Well, actually, and then like we can just take another. We can pull an apple. We can pick an apple over here, combine it with one of those saplings that just fell over here,
And create a second one.
and create another tree and pick off some more fruit, and move it over. So put that there. I don't even think we really need to wait. We can just make it force grow it up through there. There we go.
There you go.
Some new apples. Move them over to this tree. And in a moment we'll have a tree that has the most fruit that it can possibly have on it, because it'll have an apple hanging from every leaf block. So anyway, that's my pro tip for today. I was pretty happy about that when I discovered that. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. This is probably gonna be a little bit of a short episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed
record one
it.
more thing.
One more thing? What do we got?
Yep, come over here.
What do we got? We got another upgrade.
You look right in there.
Oh, look, there's the
system.
The 512 volt bending machine. I bet that's going to bend plates really fast. Let me just go ahead and put this other stuff away. That's going to bend plates real quick. That's awesome. So let me pull that out. I got to figure out where to put it, though. Probably going to put it right here, I guess. Maybe. No, I got that pipe right there. All right, well, anyway. Actually, I put it over here. This is a good spot for it. Then I only got to run one little piece of wire up to it. Oh, you put that one back. Thank you. let me get some silver cable. Some 4X silver cable. That's what we use. Reason we use the 4X cable is because transformers have the potential of outputting as much as 4 amps. So with this, we are sure to never burn up any wire. And there we go.
Is it powered?
Yep, it's powered up. And that's got configuration 9 in it. And you're going to get your... Well, now I imagine a dense plate's going to take a little bit longer than a regular plate, so...
Yep.
But there it goes.
Let me grab a muff.
Yeah, those ones are kind of noisy. What's
Oh,
that?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? You forget eat your burgers?
Yeah.
All right, so...
That.
In a moment, we're going to have a dense plate, and in a moment after that, we're going to have our first nuclear block for making our nuclear reactor. Like I said, we'll probably get into that next episode.
You'll also have your reactor chambers, too. I got 6 reactor chambers, plus the nuclear reactors about to be made.
Woohoo!
Wow. Dense
All
lead plate.
Dense lead plate.
Finally.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed making it. And if you did, be sure to leave a like, a comment, a thumbs up, and all that fun stuff. Even if you didn't like it, leave us a comment. Let us know how we could do better in the future, or what you want to see in the series. Let us know what you want to see, and also let us know how you feel about the whole conglomerate not being able to have access to the end because Nemgo is trying to monopolize it. Now, I have some theories about ways to get in there, but how do you feel we should go about doing it? Should we be nice and open it up to everybody, or should we just sneak our way in there and get what we need and get out? How do you feel about that? Anyway, leave a comment, and until next time, I will catch you later.